Eps in a frame?
Yeah, he's there.
Oh. Why is he over there?
Because that's how it is.
It's backwards.
Whatever. It's like a mirror.
It's crazy.
It's how people are seeing us.
Fucking technology, man. Oh,
He's broken. All right.
got it.
Part 2.
Alright, good stuff. Alright, so we were just discussing Monster Hunter. Next, we're moving on to Pokemon X and Y. What do we know about it? What are we looking forward to? What do we not want to see? What do we want to see? Brendan, take it away. You're probably the biggest Poke fan here.
Yeah, okay, so first off I wanted to talk about some rumors.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just telling Steven earlier today, there are rumors about a new type coming to Pokemon, this fairy type, and rumors that Sylveon will be this fairy type.
You say Sylveon was one of the new EV?
Yeah,
How many are we up to? 8, 9?
Of the... Yeah, I think it's 9 now.
Because there is Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Espeon,
Umbreon,
This is the Pokemon rap, guys.
Leafeon, Glaceon, and yeah, I believe it's 9 because I once had an all-evolution team and I had to leave one out. So this will be 9 now.
Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
Yowzers.
Yeah, so I think that would be interesting. Another rumor is that there will be dual type attacks, like a fire/water attack, which could definitely make combat more interesting.
More confusing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's the inevitable problem with any new game in a series. That they always have to feel like they have to add more things, and sometimes it just takes away from the core concept.
yeah, I don't know how I feel about dual type attacks. I mean, I could go either way depending how it's implemented and how many of them there are.
Well, especially for opposite type attacks, like dual type water fire, that just seems like
Seems like we're done.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
it could
I mean,
work
fire-
differently. I mean, it could be like it's super effective water or fire depending on what you're attacking or something like that.
Well, I mean, like firefighting, a la.
Yeah, Ignite.
I mean, that works, but I mean, fire, water, they're complete opposites. So
Yeah.
Well, that's just an example. Though.
Yeah.
So
An example
I don't know
of a
if that-
rumor.
Yeah, of a rumor. So we don't know any of this for sure.
I would
What
like
we
the idea.
do know is like that the new region, Kalos in English, I believe it's called. It's basically it's a Paris in the Pokemon world. The main city's got an Eiffel Tower-like structure.
Yeah, so
Which looks, yeah, it looks pretty interesting. So that could be cool. Obviously, we know the starters.
I've never heard of it though. I thought they'd still be in Japan. Or unless, have they covered all of Poke Japan?
I don't know if it is all in Japan. I mean, it could be.
Don't they go to like
anywhere.
quote unquote Hawaii in one episode or something? Like
Well,
those-
there are the
well, those
Orange
orange- yeah.
Islands. Yeah. Orange Islands. I think those are in one of the games too.
Well, what about Cinnabar Island? Wasn't that
I think that was
separate from?
that was local though, sort of.
Cinnabar Island, it was like a volcano, basically.
Yeah.
But they do-
See, that's right. That's right. I'm pulling for first gen here.
Well,
Is that
it
the
was
first
one
one?
first
Yeah,
gen.
Cinnabar Island was, I believe,
That was pretty
the
It was the 8th gym.
yeah. See?
With Missing No, and who could forget Missing No?
Yeah. Looked like a broken Tetris piece.
Yeah, pretty much.
No,
And
no,
then
no,
switch
it
your
was
whole
a QR code.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that
They were
could do
using
it.
QR codes before they were popular.
Yeah.
I like that you can customize your character finally to some degree.
Yeah.
Like
I mean-
was like skin tone, hair, and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
think
start.
probably size. Yeah, start. Obviously, it's no,
Be a
it's
sumo wrestler.
it's no MMO, but
It's gonna be though. It's gotta inevitably become an MMO at some
Yeah.
a Pokemon MMO. I can
Like
see
a
it.
legit Nintendo MMO. That'd be sweet.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if they'd actually done something like that instead of the Pokemon Arenas or that Shadow one. I never even played the Shadow
No one did.
on the GameCube.
No, that wasn't a big one.
Yeah, but no, if they had gone an actual like RPG rather than putting it on a GameCube or a DS, throwing it on the big screen, then they could pull all that power out of the and the graphical prowess onto the battles,
Yeah.
and even upgrading your character creation kind of thing.
Obviously, Nintendo isn't really a big PC contributor, so I mean, and I couldn't really see an MMO on a Nintendo system. It would have to be like a PC thing.
Dragon Quest is the perfect example of an MMO
Yes.
Nintendo.
That I'll be interested in if it hits our shores.
want
If
it.
it hits our shores, I think I will likely get it because it'll be one of those games which I've
Likely.
never played. Well, like I said, because it's going to actually take advantage of the Wii U. Case in point, why I bought most of the games for my system. I'm just seeing the new uses. But back to Pokemon, just the fact is that if they created an MMO, then you'd get better interaction.
Or any interaction.
Well, true. Well, that's the thing. I mean, they upgraded from the fact that you had to be right in front of that person battling them with a cord,
Yeah.
to wireless back and forth, to
I love those cords.
online with the
That's good
black and white, because then you could actually play online.
I've never tried that.
Nor have I. But again, I didn't get far enough into them. I miss my bloody Squirtle.
Yeah.
I miss my Blastoise. Dang it.
Well, I could always trade you a Squirtle if you really want one.
But then it won't be yours, bro. It'll always have Brandon's name, and let's get that boosted experience. I never liked it. It just
You
felt
don't
like it
like boosted experience?
No.
That's always an awesome.
It just felt like it sort of just segregated them, the two of them. It really felt like they were yours at that point. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's got that different ID number, different
I
name.
can
don't
honestly
know.
say that probably at least half the Pokemon in my Black 2 game aren't my original trainer. So I traded them either from my old games or online. And I had every Pokemon in Pearl version, and I got a lot of those from trades online, so those will be even different original trainers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, majority of them aren't mine.
I mean, I've even connected most of my systems. It's like, oh, I see that they're giving away free this Pokemon at EB.
Those are I like those.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go and get those just because, you know what, it's like, I haven't played in a while. Let's get some extra Pokemon just to see what I can get that I haven't captured
It's
before
free.
or stuff like that.
Plus, they're all legendaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're usually super.
I mean, that level
super high
100
level good attacks.
Like
and
that
all
level 100 Deoxys. It's like, I'm
Yeah.
like, I kind of want to get it.
Those are
but-
6 stats.
Because I've never had a Deoxys.
You can just get that online.
Yeah.
Simple. They just go, mystery gift, takes like 5 minutes or less.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing, I don't play them enough to connect them. So, I mean, that's my problem. I've been so far out of the loop because I haven't been able to finish one because I haven't had a Squirtle. But yeah, I mean...
Squirtle!
But no, okay, in terms of starters, who do you want?
In the new game?
Yeah.
Firefox.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Fennekin too.
Always go with the fire type.
Yeah, I literally always choose the fire type. As Steve and I just found out, we were looking at how many different fire types there are in the games. There are really barely any fire types.
Especially compared to like water or plant types, there's so many of those.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just due to like Japan's just geography and all that. But I don't
Well,
know.
I'm straight up going for Froakie. I mean, I think that I just like... He doesn't look as silly as some of the other water types have started looking.
Like
So, I
Mudkip.
mean, yeah, no, don't even...
I liked Marshstomp.
I heard you like
and
No,
Swampert,
don't even.
but I
Don't
don't
even.
like
I
Mudkip.
heard you like Mudkip. Never.
He's the one.
No, I would go
The internet
with
like
Froakie.
Mudkip.
Because, I mean, if Froakie turns out to be like Pig Knight in terms of a water fighting, I think that'd be nifty.
I think
Because, I
that's
mean-
another rumor I heard that it would be water fighting
Well, I mean,
and
you look at him. He looks like Pig
yeah,
Knight.
and then
The frog type?
Yeah.
and
Froakie looks
Fennekin.
like...
Fennekin would be fire psychic, and Chipmunk would be
Chipmunk.
grass, and I forget what the other.
Yeah,
one
that's just a chipmunk wearing like a leaf hat.
Yeah, it doesn't look much like a leaf Pokemon,
It's
honestly.
like he's gonna take his hat,
Looks
and
like it
scratch
could
his
be-
hand, put it back on.
Looks like it could
Yeah.
be normal
Grass
type.
type.
But I don't know.
Yeah, kind of looks like a stock normal grass.
Mm.
Now, I had a theory, I'm just going to throw this out there, that the character you play as a rich kid. And he's head of the world. Like, as soon as you start, you're just a dude and everyone's giving you like hundreds of dollars. And then they tell you to go to some professor dude's house. And he's like, oh, so here's these 3 super rare, you won't find them anywhere else. Like, what super Pokemon that have like guaranteed 2 more evolutions each. And then you're walking around, and then you got like this one random bug kid. He's got like an actual net. He has to catch Pokemon with like a bug net. And then he's got like a Caterpie. That's all he's got. He doesn't have one of these super fancy starter types. And then you're just like, yep, Amber. Caterpie's just burned to a crisp. And after that, you take all this money. You take like 200 Pokebucks from some like 9-year-old bug catching kid. It's just like, what? Times are tough in the Poke world.
Yeah, unless you're a rich kid.
Oh, hey, I mean, isn't it like money equals power? So.
Pretty much.
Oh, I have something.
This could be bad.
We're doing it live. One thing that surprised me as Brandon's often doing something. Oh, jeez. Hey, down in front.
Okay, there.
Alright. Hey!
That's what he was saying, basically.
Yeah. One thing that surprised me about the black and white games is how the TMs could be reused.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
It's like HMs, the only difference between HMs and TMs now is that you have to go to a move deleter to delete an HM, and
you technically need an HM at some point. Every HM is needed.
Yeah.
I think you need cut like once ever.
Oh, I hate HMs. No, in the Dragon Quest Monster game on the DS, your trainer is the one that learns all the HM sort of moves. So you don't need to teach. You don't have to teach these attacks to some Pokemon on your team, which I love.
What would be interesting is if the HMs ended up being like their what is it? Their special skills rather than a move that they could use. It should just be an out of combat skill. Like when you get this one that have the in combat skills of, oh, you take damage, but if it is going to knock you out, you only end up with 1 hit point.
Sturdy.
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't played in a while, but the fact is if HMs were treated like that and ended up being as a background use,
that would be useful. I mean, obviously, a lot of the HMs are kind of useless. Like Cut does no damage.
Waterfall's a good.
Waterfall's okay.
Yeah, the later ones at least do decent damage.
Yeah, like Surf is basically something I put on all of my water Pokemon.
Fly is really good.
Yeah, Fly.
Well, yeah, because it keeps you out of damage for 1 round. So,
yeah,
I mean,
plus
it's like a Dragoon jump.
Plus, it does I think 90 base damage or something, which is pretty significant for an HM.
Yeah. No, I actually got that because I mean I used to play. I liked the Final Fantasy Tactics games, like Dragon. You jump up, you're out of the way, boom.
I beat both those games. Those games were fantastic.
Good music. Pokemans. What else we got?
Legendary.
Has there been Miyazaki monsters basically?
Oh yeah.
The super antler guy.
I like the one from Y because I mean the
bird.
I mean you've got so many.
The Shadow of the Colossus.
You've got so many legendary birds. You've got so many legendary just regular monsters that a legendary deer goes with the legendary tiger, lion.
It even looks kind of like Dialga.
But I just think I'm gonna buy Y just because I think the bird looks cooler than a deer.
Yeah, honestly. Legendaries are getting pretty lame.
I always pick by what exclusive Pokemons you get in the specific cart.
That's also a good way to do it.
Like if I like more of the exclusives of an X versus Y, I usually just go for that one.
Yeah.
I'll generally just base my choice on the cover cartridge because I went with white over black. Generally in terms of name, I would have gone with black over white, but in terms of the legendary that's on it, I went with white over black.
Yeah.
I got white too.
And I went with white, and then I went with black too, because of the different, the one that I thought looked cooler. I mean, whether any of the dungeons changed, or any of the bosses, or any of the Pokemon, didn't really matter. Because if I really wanted to, I could eventually go out, get the second copy, look for those Pokemon, and get them over onto the first game.
Yeah.
Wasn't a huge deal.
One thing I'm also really looking forward to, aside from the fact that it's a 3DS game, so we'll get the 3D effect, which would be sweet.
Yeah, actually using it.
One thing I hated about I guess black and white is that they had that weird 2D and 3 sort of mixing, and when you get to that one big town and it's like
Castellian,
and you're circling,
it's like weird cheap.
The weird D.
I wasn't cool with that.
No, I think I actually just got to that in white, so.
So one other neat thing I'm looking forward to with this Pokemon X and Y is we just had a little recess there. Brendan was trying his Pokemon Dream Raider out, which is for the Pokemon White and Black, and of course I've got this here. It's the Pokewalker. This is for Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver. So I'm wondering what kind of thing like this will they do for this new Pokemon?
I think it'll be just Street Passes, honestly.
Yes, Street Pass and Spot Pass for Pokemon games. I'm so hyped.
If there's Street Pass combat like That'll be interesting.
Like Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
but
but
battling trainers.
But one of those.
That would be good.
There were other games that had stated that they were doing Street Pass combat. Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I never.
But that's all done on its own.
I know, but that's the thing. If they did it on its own versus doing, it's hard to say what you actually want.
Yeah, because
It would certainly take less time if it did it itself.
that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, because then you would get the experience, you would get the money, or not lose the money.
Bring your
Yeah.
shirt out back again.
What?
Get your shirt back out.
Oh,
No, don't bring your shirt back.
it's right here.
No, it's good. But yeah, like the thing I like about the Pokewalker, like if fans of my channel here know that I did a little tutorial on the Pokewalker. What I like about it is that you don't need like this, the Dream Raider, you have to have this with you. You need to be playing your 3DS. But this, it's just a tiny little thing. And it's just fun to play on its own. And it fits in your pocket, it's cool. So I'd like to see something like this. I don't think we'll ever see something like this again though.
Yeah,
Which is
especially with Street Pass built in.
Yeah.
Well,
It'll
it's-
probably go with that over
It's like
anything
one of
else.
those pedometers that came with like My Activity games, like those
Yeah.
where.
Or,
Yeah, pretty
or one of the Digimon Digivices.
Hey, even those are cool too.
I have
Hey,
some of
hey,
those too.
I had one of those, and that was the afterthought to the Digipets. Okay.
yeah, like
So,
Tamagotchi.
That's the thing. It's like Tamagotchi, Digipet.
You know what? The
Phenomenal
Digimon actually, it was like the original one was, I think, at the same time as the Tamagotchi, and you had to feed it and stuff.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just
So I like that Poopmon guy.
Yeah.
If you
Oh.
treat
Yeah.
your Digimon badly and it becomes poop.
Sukumon or something. I think
That just makes it feel bad.
Oh.
I know Japan has a thing about poop. I don't know.
Yeah, bright yellow poop
Yeah, it's really poop. I don't
with
know.
a
I know what's
pink
going on over there.
mouse attached to it.
Sometimes I wonder about Japan. Pokemon. So yeah, any other topics of Pokemon you would like to bring up?
Nope.
Not that I can think of, because I think we covered all we covered rumors, we covered what we'd like to see, and we covered just now the street passing and the Pokewalker possible functionality.
So there'll be lots of updates, and we won't even just go to EB Games or whatever. They'll just be sent right to us, spot pass wise. So that'd be
Yeah,
pretty cool.
see, I mean that would be nice. Like instead of like the mystery gifts, spot pass information. It's like okay, he's just automatically waiting there without having to go out and hunt it down. Because you're at work, you get your spot pass, you check it when you get home. Oh great, I've got a Pokemon. I don't have to wait for all these special events to go to EB Games or Toys R Us or wherever.
Although that's also kind of like a thing, like
It is a promotional thing, and it brings people into those stores.
Yeah,
so
instead
they
of
certainly win.
instead of just like everybody gets this Pokemon, it's only the people who go in and get it. So
Yeah.
there's only a select few people with those actual Pokemon.
True enough.
And then if you go to like online forums, there's a bunch of people like months or years later like, oh, I want this specific event Pokemon because it's rare.
yeah.
Whereas if they do it the way you're just saying, everybody gets it and it's like rare.
Yeah, those DLC things are a good way
So
to
I
get
guess-
people to buy it sooner than later too.
They could do both or something like that.
Or I mean, a stupid little gotcha is like with some games. It's like here, if you pre-order the game, first run games have their season pass kind of thing already built into it, or like the online passes that EA is finally getting rid of.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, you buy it day one, you get this automatic connection to get your stuff, whereas everyone else has to go out and get them.
Yeah, just like they did with Black and Black 2 or whatever. They had the Victini for Black, where if you bought it in the first 90 days, you got the Victini
as
code.
long as you connected it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I do have Victini because I actually took the time to connect it after purchasing it.
Yeah.
Isn't
And
that
same with-
Pokemon Zero, Victini?
Yes.
That's weird. What's
Yeah.
that all about?
I don't know.
Well, that's the thing with them continually adding
It's
Pokemon.
like missing
'cause-
though.
Well, yeah, no, because then you think about it how, like, Squirtle, Charmander, and Bulbasaur ended up being, like, Pokemon whatever versus Pokemon 1. Like, but we had these three first, and then you throw... What?
Well, in the national decks, they still are like 1, 3, and 9 or whatever.
Okay.
Better.
1, 3, and 6.
Yeah.
Alright, and one final thought that came to me is we were talking about this earlier off camera, is that it's interesting that they're actually releasing Pokemon X and Y everywhere in the world all at once.
Yes.
So,
Finally. Thank you, Japan and Nintendo, for doing that.
Yes.
Now, as I was saying when we were having that discussion, that I'm worried that there'll be glitches and bugs and things that they'll find, then of course the entire world will have to find that instead of just one isolated area like Japan. So, we'll see how it goes. It's really cool they won't have to wait longer. But, you know, games these days, like we were talking about Aliens, Colonial Marines for an example. I'm not saying that's going to end up like this game.
Oh god.
It's like,
No, we're talking about.
I just feel horrible if you're going to just.
We're talking about Nintendo here. There's one thing versus glitches versus so many problems that people have found. I mean, like I said, I don't know what they promised. I don't know what they gave. I just heard nothing but bad out there. Whereas with all the Pokemon games, there have maybe been one or two little glitches.
Yeah.
But again, that's the development time. That's Nintendo putting the money and the resources into this development. Any development of the games that they have played. Case in point, Nintendo, any Mario game, and Super Luigi U. Like the fact that they're making this whole DLC add-on.
I'd buy it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I don't have the U version, but
Why don't you?
I don't
Do
know.
you have it?
Yes.
Alright, good. I've been wanting to play. That's the game I want to play the most on the Wii.
Well, yeah. It's like I've played full chaotic 5-player multiplayer.
Seriously?
I've had my department manager yell at me because he couldn't run and jump at the right time.
That's a hoot. Like, we've played New Super Mario 2, whatever it's called, on the
New Super
3DS.
Mario 2,
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, co-op, that's fun. I mean, can get really competitive if you're jumping on someone's head and they're like, oh, what the heck are you doing? Don't, you just killed me.
It's like double jumping someone on the trampoline.
Yeah, but at the same time, it can be helpful for parts. And it's a lot...
We got you further in your save.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to not die and lose lives.
Yes, I mean, I could see 3-player multiplayer being more helpful than a full 5-player multiplayer. 5-player multiplayer is just screwing people over.
Who's the fifth creature?
You got a bunch of toads, right?
The gamepad, it's just creating the blocks out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Then where are the other 4 people? Are they
Mario,
online?
Luigi, and 2 toads.
I know, but where are they playing from?
In the room. Everyone's
They
in
just
the room.
use the...
So there's
the
4
Wii
ports
remote,
on the Wii U and then a 5th for the...
Yeah. Basically any Wii U game can have 5-player instead
A good
of 4-player.
majority of them.
Yeah.
Case in point, Nintendo Land does that a lot with its multiplayer. And New Super Mario Bros. U, you've got the 4 players using the remotes, and you've got 1 player using the gamepad.
Yeah.
And it was chaos.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Definitely want to try that sooner than later. One thing we've kind of gone off topic, that's just fine. I'm okay with that. Is 2 toads? What the hell?
Well, there's a
I know.
There's this whole thing about the female tropes in video games. That's a big discussion online and whatnot these days. Just like bring back Princess Peach or something.
Peach and
Even
Daisy.
Daisy.
I'm sorry, but I still think that it's stupid the fact that it always has to be Peach getting caught and she's never going to be a playable character. Go back to Super Mario Bros. 2, Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Peach.
Well,
there's your 4 players.
Yeah, one thing though, in like I think it's 3D Land. When you beat 3D Land, the original, you can go. It goes to Secret Worlds, and then Luigi's the one that gets kidnapped, and you have to save Luigi.
That's funny.
So that's one thing that you can do about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, talking in terms of playable characters, I like with how they just announced that with New Super Mario Luigi 2, New Super Luigi U.
These names are so stupid. I'm so sick of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Luigi DLC for New Super Mario Bros. 2.
I give up.
It's a cat thing with the bag and the
Nabbit. It's like you get to play as Nabbit, and I think that's nifty. The fact is that it doesn't get anything special, except for the fact that you can run through the enemies.
Yeah, because he is an enemy.
It's like, I'm untouchable! Screw you all!
That's gonna take them getting used to, I imagine, because you'll just be walking through them, but you'll still think you have to jump around.
Yep, you'll automatically want to jump on all the enemies.
Like I was watching a Nintendo Direct where they just first announced that, and he's just like running through, like, no, don't run into him! It's like, just breaking boundaries left and right. Good times, good times.